Hey folks, how's it going? This is Iron Seagull here, and the moment is finally here. We have got the roadmap for summer 2025 for The Sims 4. Also, an interesting screenshot has leaked for the new world that's coming with the Enchanted by Nature expansion pack. We'll take a look at that later. But, yep, here is the roadmap. So, on the 12th, we got Enchanted by Nature expansion pack reveal, Nature's Calling event starting on June 24th. The gameplay trailer on the 26th. The free update is coming out on Canada Day, July 1st. So that's a whole 9 days before the expansion pack itself drops. And then finally, we have another base game update on August 19th. I'm surprised that's all there is because usually they squeeze some kits in there. But also, I'm very excited that there's no kits in there because oh my god, they've been flooding us with kits. We've already had 10 this year alone, which is just madness. I'm actually working on a review right now of the first 3 kits we got in January because I was on vacation when those released, so I never got around to it. But I'm doing it in a more condensed format since, well, it's so many months later, hardly anyone's gonna care about it anyways. However, they don't put creator kits on the roadmap for some reason, so we might still get those. There's still no sign of game packs and stuff packs. I wish they would just tell us what's going on with them. Rip the band-aid off if they're not coming out anymore. Maybe they should have just stuck to stuff packs and expansion packs without ever introducing game packs and kits, even though a few of the game packs were pretty good. Looking at the imagery of the roadmap, I feel like this is all just themed around Enchanted by Nature, except for the outhouse. Like, that's an obvious reference to the Nature's Calling event. The only thing might be that happy potted plants on the right. Perhaps we'll be able to have potted plants in different sizes of pots compared to the ones that we already have, because potted plants were mentioned in that instant gaming listing, and I felt like that was the biggest giveaway, that it was AI generated just like the cover art they posted. But maybe that's what's going on, even if it's not really that big a deal seemingly, but that could be why that potted plant is there. I'll also leave a link in the video description below to the updated roadmap article that now includes the Sims 4's roadmap, not just the one that we got recently for the Sims franchise in general. It does have a couple interesting things said in it. So from May through August, as we get into Sims 4, players can expect a plethora of content that embraces the magic of nature and the outdoors, snuggle up under the stars, and sprinkle some of your mystical fairy dust to reveal what's next. So, yep, another big giveaway there for fairies. And I don't know why I initially read stars as stairs. I'm just really hoping for spiral stairs eventually. But then save the dates. Watch for the twinkles in the forest on June 12th. For the reveal of the Enchanted by Nature expansion pack. Get a more in-depth look at this whimsical world with a new gameplay trailer on June 26th, and embrace the call of the natural world with the pack releasing on July 10th. I appreciate that they're giving us all these dates in advance, especially as a content creator. It's easier for me to just plan out my videos and know, okay, don't put out a video on that day just because like there's going to be something else that would conflict with it and take the spotlight away from it. But venture into the great outdoors with the Nature's Calling event coming to the base game on June 24th. Stay tuned for more information on this limited time event where you'll own your Sims handiness skill to discover a long hidden secret of nature, and then bask in rays of sunlight draped in greenery descending from above, with a base game update coming on July 1st. Additionally, new skin customization options will be available in another base game update on August 19th. Keep an eye out for more information that will be shared in the days ahead. So what does this all mean? The only thing I can think of with the July 1st update, bask in rays of sunlight, is, well, plant sims bask in rays of sunlight to recharge themselves, so maybe we are getting a plant sim update, but for free instead of what happened with Ghosts in Life and Death. I mean, that'd be cool. I was thinking it would be just the same as Life and Death, but plant sims definitely need an overhaul so that it's possible to stay as a plant sim forever without needing mods and just overall, I give them a skill tree and some other cool powers because they are so just bland compared to what they were in The Sims 2 and Sims 3. The skin customization options I'm also pretty confused about. Is it more that they're adding new skin tones for plant sims and it's just a little bit of a delay, like how with werewolves we thought, oh, maybe we'll get body hair, but then we got them just before high school years, just a little after that? Or maybe it's that aging slider feature that Turbo Driver leaked earlier this year. So I guess that could make sense, even though I keep thinking of skin tones first whenever I read that sentence. Last thing is a screenshot of Innisgreen, the new world in Enchanted by Nature. I think it just went out a little earlier than it was supposed to. For some reason, Moonshine Sim is the only one who seems to have received some sort of press release that has this screenshot, and we can see there are the 3 neighborhoods. I still can't tell whether this is inspired by New Zealand or Ireland. It doesn't really look all that distinct to me, except for the middle part. That could be cool, but I just expected at least one of the neighborhoods to be a much denser looking forest. Think like Granite Falls, an outdoor tree, but maybe with different sorts of trees. But then again, this is still a pretty limited view of what we're getting. There could still be lots of other cool stuff we're not seeing here. Let's take a closer look at some details. So starting with the left, I'm not really sure what that architecture resembles compared to the real world, but there is a new stall because, of course, we always get at least one new stall with expansion packs now, it seems. But I don't think this is the apothecary stand that we've seen like that somethingIsGrowing.com website. It seems like, looking at the imagery on the stall, there's some gnome theme going on. On the right bottom side, it looks like there's a gnome holding a sandwich, so there might just be some new food being sold here, or maybe it's just like some funny gnome related merchandise. It would make sense considering it is pretty close to that big gnome statue. Now let's focus on the middle neighborhood. So we've got an interesting looking house in the back with a gazebo next to it. On the roof, there's some moss I guess we can decorate with. Kind of like in Life and Death, we got those roof decorations where it looks a little broken, and we just have some fairy looking plants, and I guess that's like a fairy house in the middle. Not like the one we saw in the teaser, but a much bigger one, but I think that's purely decorative. I might not have any gameplay function at all. In the middle, we got some vampires running around. No, just kidding. Those are obviously fairies. The one on the left looks to be casting a spell of some kind on the sim. Maybe that's just an example of inflicting an ailment. Then the one at the top right, maybe they're just practicing magic. I'm not entirely sure what exactly they're doing because it doesn't look like they're interacting directly with an object. And then the one on the lower right looks like just kind of flying around. Maybe that's a walk style that's exclusive to fairies, except they're not walking obviously, but they're just kind of hovering above the ground a little bit. Looking more closely towards the bottom, we have a nice fence. I think that is a debug one though. I don't think it's just a normal one in build mode, unfortunately. And then we have our millionth swing set. Seriously, why are we getting so many of these lately? I mean, don't get me wrong, this might be the prettiest one, but like, can we please get some other playground equipment? A seesaw, a carousel, a spring rider, a slide that's not attached to a giant jungle gym. Like, there's so many things they could still do. I mean, at one point, yeah, I definitely wanted more swings, but honestly, I'm pretty good now. And then just a bit to the right of it up against the fence. I think that big bush is a party bush, kind of like the ones we've had in packs like Get Together that you can relieve yourself in or woohoo in, because the website was talking about, oh, you can like live outside without needing indoor plumbing. So I think they are just reusing the bushes for that. And honestly, I would be shocked if they didn't do that for this pack. This seems like the pack to do that, even more so than Get Together, really. Now for the right part of this screenshot, which looks to be the neighborhood that's kind of in between. Like, it is a little supernatural, but not as supernatural as the one in the middle. So we have this red building with some fairy lights strung on it. I mean, if you're gonna put fairy lights in a pack, you put fairy lights in the one with fairies, even though we also got some in businesses and hobbies. But we do have some windows that do remind me of what we saw on that building on the Something Is Growing website, and it looks like you can sit outside at the very least. So while I'm not sure if we can go inside, yeah, there's at least a patio there. And then we also have a house a bit more towards the back. I think that might be a playable one, but it's still kind of hard to tell because most of the windows are pretty obscured. And then we have, I guess it's like a mini fairy circle with the sim in the middle with a tree, and it's just giving me the same sort of vibe as the bird trees from Cottage Living, except I guess pixies come out of it and do some cool stuff for you. I don't know. Scrolling towards the bottom of it, in the middle, we have a sim sleeping on the ground, kind of like what werewolves can do. And then looks like we have two sims arguing. I'm not sure about what, or if it's really anything new. But then there's also a bunch of plants sitting on pallets and cinder blocks. I don't know if those are just world decorations or if there is some sort of gameplay significance to that. But those are all the details that I could spot in this screenshot. I am still looking forward to seeing what the whole world looks like, but my excitement has lowered a bit, and that's too bad because even with gameplay often being really lacking in these recent packs, the worlds I feel like at least are pretty good. Some I like more than others, especially Ravenwood. That was a really good one, but I don't know. I hope once I see everything, then I'll be more impressed. That wraps up another Sims Info and Thoughts video, so feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below on the roadmap and what you think of Enchanted by Nature so far. And be sure to subscribe if you'd like to keep up with my latest gaming content. I will talk to you all later, and have a great day. Thanks for watching!